All right. There was a couple additions I want to make to the safety note tonight. There was a couple of gemstones I want to make sure get in there. Um. Okay, so the one it's like 10 o'clock. Uh, top of the mountain walks in, or at least enough of the top, enough of the altitude past the horizon on things that I can't see walks in the room. And every time, this is just one of those things about me, because shit happens. And of course, he's coming in. I'm using the air crane, comes around. Gonna go grab a piece of paper, and I'm getting ready to bring the crane over and do things at this point. This is just those kinds of serendipity that kind of happen to me in the world. The way things line up. And of course, he comes in and gets in. I'm putting the air crane down, and that thing's just coming right around, nice and easy. I'm looking up because I don't want it to smash off the wall. He's coming in, and you got to know things. It's not about things; it's about other things and how things do. You got your peripherals. There's a point in time in physics when things stop in the universe. Boy, and I come close to catching that bell too, because it would do be at the top. My favorite. Well, Billy got me with he got me with the pinch. I come in and it was the one. That was the one, because I was gonna have them a lot. And right there, that's the X, man. Don't be doing that. That's that one. And I want to make sure that I'm like right there about that kind of stuff on the floor. Should be now, should be forever. That's the play when it comes to physics. That's the rule. That's the law. We don't here. That's all there needs to be. Make sure that's specified. Once was once, twice is twice, 5 times is the crowbar. Again. Well, they start beating up the saws. I mean, you try to put a lot of money down. You try to buy all the saws. All the machinery. You try to do that in your squishy zone. You try to stay in front of that on time. And usually it's, always a floating floor. The thing's always moving. It's moving on time. It's moving on all bunch of different stuff. So again, I got a real good look at how I might be able to do some slide plays for the 5. It's going to be hard for me not to, because I see the operation. I'm going to see guys doing things, cleaning up on the floor, have stacked down, look at my table. I'm looking for something. Do you help burn? Or do you help put rock to the floor so you can get in front of maintenance? That's maintenance time. Rock is one of the hard things. It's hard to stay motivated when you're already past X. If I was just gonna have somebody from any caliber come ask me the question, usually, when you look at all the graphs and you're starting to look at all, you could. You just make rough guesstimations on what 16 inches, 18 inches is. And you're looking at it about 5 foot, 7'4". Enforcer. It could be the best stuff too. Or, but if it don't, it hits and then it just sits. And it don't move. Lock up that floor real good. Well, of course, there's little modifications, but that takes off what is the choker chain on the everything else. Because again, when you get past X, what starts to be that, and this is comfortable. You could, OSHA guy tell you, well, there's a bit of rust on it. I suppose that's why it didn't fucking work, and you have to tear the whole thing down to the ground. If you manage to put the fucking thing back together, if there was anything a little screwy in there, and lo and behold, it worked. Because you put it back. That, of the extremities on some of those things, and obviously this is just a regular business. It's been working, it's stable. You go to put any safety officer in there to really do the question, they're not going to take long before they say, hey, you got this one. They've been doing this for how long? And then it's either, and you can't do that. But that's a landscaper. That's a weed eater, dude. I've been on the hillside. When you quantify what's an 8-hour day to a stonemason running regular loads, dozer loads out of a summer day with a hot fan, if you got a fan, they are all the same day to me. The output becomes something somebody will pay you for what the end result is. What do you want it to turn into? When that starts to be all right, this position or time, and then again it starts to file in on itself about that stuff. Usually where stuff implodes a little bit, but has waves. Anyway, yeah, V at the top, almost, and then again, he was right there with that crane, coming around again, and he was right in there. And I, to a certain degree, I did good. I don't want to pay attention to him. I have things I have to look out for, but that becomes one of them. And they come around. It happens. That's anything with the torch, I think, is the best way to describe that. It's, have respect for somebody in that system, because it's just anybody. And that becomes a lot of it later on when you hear the saw, just that little bit, and you start looking over a little bit at the back end of the rock every time, catching out and seeing just this much of a thing. You kind of make a decision. I mean, still making good rock as far as they're gonna knock that back anyways, but I suppose, once you got a certain set of metal in there, I mean, yeah, that's what I do. That's what I do now. That was the big thing with like taking UN and stuff like that. You got to plan rush and winter, and the only way to do that's the salt crew. Figure out the small line mechanics. That's the hose, the air crane in here. That's this route for that one, because that's a landscaper's job. That's, and who doesn't have the information? How do you need it pitted out? Why is the floor schematic supposed to be a certain way? And if somebody's on an orbital about those, or sitting at things and can have the hand. So, Batman. You got a hard spot back. Finishing's hard. If you're doing it right, it's hard. Everything's hard. Sawyer's hard if you're doing it right. I mean, this could be a one-man operation. 2 run, 2 down, 2 up. And you do. That's not what it's meant for. You can do things with smaller things that do things better. And so you look at the design of thing, and that's why gravity. And anything that's wound up in that is the physics. So, they would be. And yes, they can. I mean, FMA, fields, quantum physics, they could do. That's the government with it all. I'm rambling a little bit. I think I'm a little off topic. I think that one note was great. So if you're in mind for something like that, that becomes the torch. Why you pick it up and see bunks on the floor, rough edge garbage. You want to keep somebody in the machine. So all I have to do is hit the skins and bang it out. You got your little dumpster over here. It's got rock and mud in it. I guess you can still put more of both inside of there. As long as it's not wood, we're good here. A bucket for that. What that is. I mean, it's been, maybe that's exactly what it is. Because I'm not a rookie enough, and I have no clue, it's hard to be like, well, this is the 10-foot saw, Johnny, we do things in here, and that's that, or I'm not the customer that does that, and we get this kind and that kind. What kind of stone are you looking for? For your stone, you're going to be using these right here, and this is that guy, and this is how he finishes. This is the rock sample you were looking at, and that's what they do with it. That's why what it is now. We do this very good. Half that's just the building, half that's some of bits about the guys. There's other things and faculties, but as far as what it's concerned, my opinion, you got to deal with votes, and I'll bet in that bar. You believe that? Them rocks are big enough. It's good floor. They slide, so it makes that. Zen. Old shitty bunk. Yeah, well, when you got the 4x4 hookup, right? A lot of guys do. Been to a bunch of them. It's hard to say the owners have. Yeah, it wouldn't matter if they did. That's right. 'Cause you just come in and that's how you do it. You burn it. I usually went the other way. I kicked the. They make we do it this way now. And that's the floor setup. It's easier to clean out that way. Put it in the rail, into the saw, scraping all that. No, no, thank you. Picking a lock with that torque. When you're on bottles, you're on level 10 master sleeper. Catch you on the next one.